Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I do want to speak about the match between Germany and Scotland. What we are going to be doing in this video is talk about the overall game of this match and the tactics that Nagelsmann had, and then we're going to go individual and speak about the individual players with their performances. We are going to be focusing on Toni Kroos, Gundogan, Florian Wirtz, and Musiala. There is plenty to discuss for today's video, and so let's get to it. I want to make one thing very clear. I do think that Germany are one of the favorites to win the Euros this summer. My bet is going to be on Spain simply because I am a Barcelona fan. Truly, I have faith in these Barcelona players and that they can go to the Euros and really deliver something special. I want Pedri to perform, Fermin Lopez to perform, Lamine Yamal also to perform, and Kubarsi. I really wished that Balde and Gavi featured in this squad, but it's not going to be the time for them as of now. If it's not going to be Spain and they get knocked out, my bet is going to be on Germany. And I feel very optimistic about Germany and its national team because with Florian Wirtz and Musiala in this squad, Germany can go very far. And I think that football in the future is safe. The fact that we have Florian Wirtz and Musiala bossing the final third, they are so amazing to watch. The type of football they project on the field, it is entertaining. You know they're going to do something, they're dangerous. You can just sense that they have the instinct for goal, and it makes them great young world-class players. So with the experience of Kroos and Gundogan and the flair of Florian Wirtz and Musiala, Germany have to be one of the favorites to win the Euros. They're playing in their country, and with the correct mentality and the correct tactics, Germany will go very far and maybe potentially winning the Euros. And so how did Germany dominate Scotland in the first half? They started in a 4-2-3-1 system with the double pivot being Kroos and Robert Anrich. The attacking midfielders were Florian Wirtz, Gundogan, who is a Barcelona player, and Musiala, and up top was Kai Havertz. But then they shifted into a 3-3-1-3 formation when they had possession of the ball, and to Scotland this was a lot of trouble because when they formed the 3-3-1-3 in that back three, Kroos dropped into the left center back position with all the time in the world. Every time he had the ball, nobody from Scotland ever defended Kroos. They just said, Kroos, you know what, just do your thing, make those sexy passes, it's alright, we'll sit back and we'll just relax here. When you are Scotland and you know how dangerous Kroos could be with his passes, you try and pressure that player as much as you can. But Scotland had no interest in defending Kroos. And up top we had Florian Wirtz and Musiala occupying the wing backs of Scotland, who was Robertson and Rayston, and they kept those two players very busy. And so because those fullbacks were always occupied by the danger of Florian Wirtz and Musiala, to Nagelsmann this was perfect because then he sent Maximilian and Joshua Kimmich up top and they never ever got marked. Never. The fullbacks of Scotland had to choose. Should they defend Florian Wirtz and Musiala or should they defend Joshua Kimmich and Maximilian? And so it was really difficult for Scotland to make their choice. They had no idea what they were doing, and Nagelsmann came with the correct tactics. And so because Scotland gave Toni Kroos so much time at the back, this is how Germany scored their first goal. Joshua Kimmich received the ball. He makes a long pass to the other side of the pitch to Joshua Kimmich, who was left on mark, and once Joshua Kimmich got the ball, players such as Kai Havertz, Gundogan, and Musiala pushed forward, ran into the box, and pushed the defensive line further away from their midfield, and then that allowed for space for Florian Wirtz to occupy. He went between the lines with so much space thanks to the runs of Musiala, Gundogan, and Kai Havertz, and Florian Wirtz receives the ball from Kimmich, and then he places the ball into the bottom left corner of the goal, and then Germany were up 1-0. Again, this was a masterclass from Nagelsmann. All the players knew exactly what to do. They fooled the defensive line of Scotland by making the runs into the box, making more space for Florian Wirtz. We go on to the second goal, and the same thing happened with Kroos receiving all the time in the world. He makes an amazing pass to Gundogan. Gundogan receives between the line. He turns, finds the run of Havertz quickly, and makes an amazing through pass to Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz receives it, looks for Musiala. Musiala gets the ball, and then he shoots the ball, and Musiala scores the second goal for Germany. And everybody partook in this play very well. Everybody knew exactly what they needed to do. Something about these players being well drilled is just what makes football so amazing to see. From Kroos to Gundogan to Kai Havertz to Musiala, it's simple. Just be in the correct spaces, time your passes, and everything is going to work out very well. The heart of both of these goals that Germany scored came from Kroos. And again, that is the problem. Scotland never found that as danger. And to us, we're like, okay, do that. Go ahead. Just sit back and just give Kroos all the time in the world. Because you know what's going to happen? He's going to orchestrate the play. You're just going to make him more dangerous than ever before. Also, the formation of Scotland did not work in their favor. They formed a 5-4-1 formation with Anrich, who was one of the German players, as the lone pivot. Musiala, Gundogan, and Florian Wirtz were just on top of Anrich. Anrich was just bait for Germany to progress because every time one of the central midfielders of Scotland tried to defend Anrich, Kroos just passes it to either Musiala, Gundogan, or Florian Wirtz. It was always like that. Scotland were always outnumbered, so there was no way way for Scotland to get through this. Germany had everything. And then from there, we had Gundogan win a penalty after him almost getting his ankle displaced by one of the defenders of Scotland. Kai Havertz ended up taking the penalty and he made it 3-0. And then later on in the second half, we had Füllkrug and Gahn score the other 2 goals that finalized Germany's victorious win 5-1. And for the goal of Scotland, it was an own goal. Rudiger accidentally hits the ball with his head and gave Scotland 1 goal. But Scotland never really had or created any chances against Germany. And so bravo to Kroos, who played 80 minutes. He also had 108 touches, which was the most, 101 out of 102 passes completed, putting him at 99%, 4 key passes, 8 out of 8 long balls completed, and 1 interception. Kroos played the perfect game. And you can just tell that with Kroos retiring from football 1 month from today, he wants to go out with a bang. He won the Champions League with Real Madrid, he won La Liga with Real Madrid, and he wants to win something with Germany, which is the Euros, a trophy that they have not won since 1996. Moving on to Florian Wirtz, I understand why Hansi Flick, who is the coach of FC Barcelona, wants Florian Wirtz. It's because he is capable to play on both wings. With the way that Germany were set up, Musiala and Florian Wirtz were very fluid and very dynamic. They occupied each other's spaces. Sometimes Florian Wirtz played as a central attacking midfielder, Musiala went to the left wing. Sometimes we saw Musiala go onto the right wing with Florian Wirtz on the left wing. Sometimes we saw Florian Wirtz on the right wing with Musiala as a central attacking midfielder. It was very fluid, and Florian Wirtz always looked very dangerous. He was clinical in front of goal. He had 46 touches, 29 out of 31 passes completed, which was 94%, 1 cross completed, 1 shot on target, 2 shots off target, 2 out of 4 ground duels won, and the man did his job, and he did eventually get replaced by Leroy Sané. And like I've said, Musiala also had a great game, looking so dangerous, always trying to take on 2 or 3 players, probably one of the most entertaining players in the Euros. His dribbling is immense, and you can just tell that his game still needs to be refined. There's so much more room to grow, and at 21 years of age, the sky is the limit for the player. He played 74 minutes, had 59 touches, 32 out of 32 passes were completed, so he never misplaced a pass, 5 out of 8 dribbles completed, 9 out of 15 ground duels won. He had 2 tackles and 1 interception, so he was doing his defensive work also. So I really do like his work rate, and that is why in the end, he won player of the match. And then lastly, to top it all off, let's speak about Gundogan, the FC Barcelona player. Gundogan played an amazing match. This guy knows how to orchestrate the attack. Every time he received the ball between the lines, he knew exactly what he needed to do. The reason why Germany found the second goal, yes, it was because of Kroos, but also because of Gundogan with his amazing key pass to Kai Havertz that eventually led to a goal. He played the full 90 minutes with no problem. No wonder they gave Gundogan the captain armband, because he plays with conviction. He had 45 touches, 31 out of 34 passes completed, 1 out of 3 long balls completed, 1 shot on target, 1 shot was blocked. He won a penalty, 4 out of 7 ground duels were won, 1 out of 3 aerial duels were won. And let me tell you guys, going back to the pass that he made to Kai Havertz, very little players know how to receive the ball between the lines, turn and pass in that way. Barcelona do need him as a number 8 for sure, or as a number 10 depending on what Hansi Flick wants to do, because the danger that he possesses, you cannot lose out on that. And I really wonder what type of formation Hansi Flick is going to be implementing next season, because we also have to think about Pedri. Like, who sits down in this situation? We know Pedri is dangerous, Gundogan is also dangerous. Could we possibly see a formation where it does include 2 central midfielders with Pedri and Gundogan orchestrating the attack? It's going to be very interesting to see, because clearly Gundogan is showing no signs of slowing down. Gundogan will tear you apart regardless whether there is 5 men at the back or 4 men at the back. So let me know in the comment sections down below, as a Barcelona fan, who do you see starting as our number 8 or as our number 10, depending on what type of formation Hansi Flick will implement? Is it Gundogan or is it Pedri? And so that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.